Hello and welcome to the Golden Wheel Tavern. It's so good to see you all again today. Unfortunately, there is a member of the tavern you will not be seeing today, although technically you don't see them at all. This is an audio format, and that's the bartender. They have been stricken with some terrible curse. It is not the curse that most people are worried about these days, but they are stricken. And they are unable to record in a way that they think would sound pleasant. So, since they have been laid low by this curse upon the land, I have a decent amount of curse resistance, so I'm unaffected. So we're gonna go on a journey together. Yes, we are returning to that mysterious castle of memories that the last little adventure we took place in. Unfortunately, I seem to have forgotten some of it, and I no longer have a map to the first area, but that is fine because we have just moved from one zone to another. So we are in a decent transfer. If you haven't listened to the first episode, go back and listen to that. It explains that this is a D20 roll under your stats system. We're exploring and expanding this room, and as you do, you get experience that can either bump your attributes, get you equipment, I believe. Bump your attributes, bump your HP, or unlock spells which are represented by tarot cards. And when you do, you roleplay a memory, represent that memory in some way, and that memory represents the spell that the tarot card represents. For all you tarot nerds out there, I am using the Smith-Waite tarot deck, specifically gold-edged with fancy filigree on the back. I have the little guidebook. It's a very nice looking set of tarot cards. I don't know if it's a basic ass set of tarot cards, but it looks nice. I like the gold edging on the cards, and the drawings are of course the iconic Smith-Waite ones. So when you picture the Fool or the Tower or whatnot, a lot of times they will be based on these illustrations. So no bartender's brew, because of course the bartender is sick. If you want to join me in drinking the beverage of my choice, get yourself some Bellevue strawberry sparkling water, sold at your local Aldi. That's it. Now, we're going to do a quick recap of last episode of this. Last episode, we started out Castle of Memories. We got ourselves a spear. In fact, we're kind of like a hoplite, because we have a spear and a shield, but not a lot of armor. So we're like a hoplite. And we started making our way through the Castle of Memories, trying to uncover memories. We essentially woke up with amnesia, and in fact, we made our way through the first zone. So after you explore 5 rooms, you're done with a zone. And since we finished the first zone, we can move on to the next one, which is a good time to get started up again. Like I said, D20 roll under system. Strength is my highest stat, then followed by mind, so I can attack good and cast spells okay. I'm bad at ranged weapons, and I'm real bad at dodging attacks. But fortunately I have a heal spell and a spell that can help prevent me from getting hit with some damage every once in a while. And we have moved on to the next zone. So, Derrin Thonfelt. Let's do this. So, since we have completed a zone's requirements, which was discovering 5 rooms for the tutorial zone, I do unlock a secret of the castle. So I do get to draw a new memory from the deck, record my spell, and roleplay your memory scene. So, let's actually go ahead and shuffle. Everyone, in the comments, drop your favorite tarot card. I mean, if you want to, go ahead and do that. I don't actually. Listen, if you tell me your favorite tarot card, it won't mean anything to me. So, I don't know. I like the Tower, because it's the one that actually means bad things are going to happen. Versus death, everyone's like, people are like, death. And it's like, no, that just means change. Your next card is the Tower. Oh shit, yeah, you are gonna die. Okay, so I get the Ace of Cups as a memory. So, quick check of the reference guide. So, Ace of Cups means this has to do with water, self, and life. But what does the Ace of Cups mean for the actual card? Ace of Cups. Keywords: heart opening, joy and love, peace, flow, forgiveness. Ace of Cups always reflects an emotional outpouring, right? Liquid is pouring out of the cup. The highest aspect of this card contains empathy, love, and creativity, while its darker aspects include bitterness, grief, and tears. The Suit of Cups reflects all emotions, not just the sunny side of the spectrum. Flow is the catchphrase of the card, illustrating the source of all water as seen in a fountain. The fountains were once a public source of water. Dove, symbol of peace, and shows the true nature of your heart. Okay. I remember reuniting with that young man who asked me to dance after I'd set out across the sea. We met once again. It was at a park, a nice, beautiful, beautiful park. And we discussed our dreams and our hopes and what we wished would one day happen. He mentioned one day living in a large, beautiful castle. A beautiful castle with spires that reached to scrape the sky itself, from which he could pluck the clouds from the sky. A beautiful garden for which he could pluck flowers and create a lovely cloud-wrapped bouquet of the most gorgeous foliage. Sometimes I still dream of a castle like that, or I did. So, water, self, life for the card suit, and the memory. Okay, so the memory is going to protect self. So, spell, parentheses, Ace of Cups. Don't know, I'm pretty sure I've said Ace of Hearts multiple times. That is not correct. Okay, but they do recommend when you use magic, take the following effects into consideration. One of them is block all damage for 1 round or block 1 damage for the remainder of the battle. If I had armor, I would really want to block 1 damage for the remainder of the battle. But I think because I don't have that, I'm actually going to play it as block all damage for 1 round. And I will call this Behind the Castle Walls. There we go. I now have 3 of the cards. So, I haven't made my 7th improvement, so the enemies don't get tougher. Zone requirements. And each time you clear the zone, you get a new memory for free. And then there are rules for baiting enemies and escaping the castle and changing the rules. So, after that starting zone, since I had to make my way through a hedge maze to get out of that starting zone, I've emerged into the greenhouses. I emerge from the other side of a hedge maze into a world of glass and foliage. Obviously, these are the greenhouses of this castle, meant to allow life to flourish in a place of stone and iron and shadow. Zone requirement. You know what? I haven't spoken with any NPCs yet. So speak with 2 NPCs is the goal I have to complete before I can finish the zone. So, what is the first room I stumble upon? Traversal is a D6. That is a 4, which is a treasure. Which is nice to get. I find 1 treasure. Are there better weapons? I need to check if weapons... No, weapons don't do anything special. Okay. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't, like, attributes to the weapons. So, we're going to mark... What do I want to mark for treasure? Actually, I'm kind of shit out of luck if my weapon breaks. So you know what? Spare weapon. That is a 5. Morningstar. Okay. So, emerging into the greenhouse, I find the gardener's shed, and within it, Something resembling a morning star. Since I only have this spear, and if it were to break, I would be utterly fated for death, I take it with me and proceed out into the actual greenhouse itself. 5, which is a challenge room. So, let me roll a d20 and see what challenge room I get. 1. A stone chessboard with 2 empty chairs. Okay. I emerge from the gardener's shed, into a large clearing in the greenhouse. Large bushes with small blooms on either side, but on the ground is a large stone chessboard. A white piece has been moved to signify the first move. It seems a game is in progress, and they're waiting for someone to show up. I used to play chess with that charming young man. So I sit down in the stone chair behind the pieces represented by black, and I move my piece as best as I can. Unfortunately, it has been a long time since I practiced my gambits and my moves and my pinning and castling and other chess maneuvers. Unfortunately, I am bested by whatever was playing against me. I was never that good anyways. Whenever I won, I was pretty sure he pitied me. 2, though. 2, I believe, means finally, I stumble upon a friendly NPC. Draw from the deck until you draw a court card and use it to describe what that person is. I'm assuming a court card means the page and whatever, but don't get mad at me, I have to look this up. What is a court card in tarot? Quick, help me, web search engines. Can you please just tell me what they are? The page, the knight, the queen, the king. Thank you. I don't need 37 pages on tarot stuff. So I draw until I hit one of the court cards, and then its soup will determine their profession. Strength, no. Temperance, no. The hermit, no. 4 of cups, no. 4 swords. Decent Zelda game? I've never actually played it, I want to know. No. The world? No. 5 of swords? No. Oh man, that man's so sad he has so many swords. 9 of swords? No. 2 of cups? No. The high priestess? No. 10 of swords? That guy's dead. No. No, that's ace. That's an ace. That's the Wheel of Fortune. There we go. The Knight of Pentacles. That it's Pentacles, because that will actually give me a decent buff. So now I shuffle the rest of these in, including the Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles is a merchant in the greenhouse. I make my way through a clearing in the nearby hedges and emerge into another small area where there are plenty of potted plants. There's a man with a large pack upon his back, walking and looking and smelling and plucking and looking and smelling, and he turns to me, says, "Oh, hello there. I haven't seen you around here." To which I replied, "I haven't seen me around here very often either. As in, I don't know how I got here." "Well, you know about as much as I do, except you came in here. Fortunately, I can't leave." I was confused by this and asked him, "Why can't you leave?" And he responded, "I don't know. I just know that I cannot. It's the only thing I know about this place. But what I do know is that there are treasures everywhere, and I assume there are treasures in this place. Now, you see this pack upon my back? It carries many a wonder. Why do you need a weapon, a shield, something to help you along? Why, it's in here. So, got any treasure?" I pulled out that diamond necklace I had discovered, turned it around in my hand. "Yes, I do. But I need something to protect me. This spear and shield combination I have is simply not enough. Do you happen to have something to protect my vital organs a bit better?" He said, yes, I've just the thing." And he pulled out chainmail jerkin, held it out, and we traded items. I put on my armor, put away my spear, and pulled out my morning star. Figured that suited the look a little bit better. I have armor, Said, well, thank you so much for your services. He said, no, thank you for your patronage. And I hope whatever you're looking for, you find. I hope so too, I said. Now I look like a real D&D character, particularly a cleric, because I have a morning star, a chainmail jerkin, and a shield. Oh, that's a 6, which if I remember, means that my armor is immediately coming to use. So, let's go ahead and roll the d6 to see what I might fight. That's a 1, which means I am attacked, and now I have to fight a weak monster. Having put on my new armor, I pass beyond the merchant into a room full of viney, white weaving plants reaching out. And shambling out of one of the vines was a corpse. A undead creature of some sort, barely held together by its own sinews. More frankly, I thought this thing hardly posed a threat to me. I decided to strike it down. 11 means I succeed. And it takes 2 damage. So I'm able to smash it upon the head with my morning star, and it swipes at me. And it connects, but does nothing. The chainmail jerkin, its clawed nails just swipe against it, and I'm left unscathed. I smile to myself. I may make it out of here yet. I swing my morning star again, and it lands squarely upon this undead's head with a sickening crunch. And I think to myself, wait, that was almost easy. I may make it out of here yet. And I progress down the narrow room of vines and tendrils of plant matter. 5. Another challenge room. D20 says 15. I see a treasure chest sitting upon a pillar in the statue garden. I notice there are other statues that are posed in ways that could be used as a sort of staircase, but they seem large and heavy. I'll try my best to move them into place. Ooh, roll under system, roll a 1. 1s are good, baby. I push on one of the statues and realize that they're a lot lighter than I thought they were. And I'm able to easily push them into place, ascend them, and collect the treasure. I open the chest and find just a satchel of gold. Satchel of gold coins. While not the greatest boon, I'm sure most people would take some treasure. I pass through the statue garden. Oh, is that another 2? Hell yeah, that's a 2. And find myself in a small area with a fountain. Standing next to the fountain is another figure. The Knight of Wands, which means they are a magician. I see this figure drinking the water from the fountain. I approach them carefully, making sure not to draw their attention too quickly if they are aggressive. But they seem to notice my approach as they stop their drinking, stand up and stretch. And they turn to me, their face young, feminine. Oh, hello. It's good to see someone else here. I've spent so much time studying the books that I brought that a little company would do me so well. What are you doing here? Oh, I don't know. The fates, I guess. The magic which I call seems to have brought me here. Do you need any magical services that I can provide? No, I don't think I need any scrolls or any magical services right now. If you could tell me how to get whatever I lost back. Oh, my precious darling. There's so many ways to get back what you've lost, but I unfortunately can't do that for you. I understand. Thank you for your time, and if I need any of your services, I will gladly return. Oh, please do. Warms my heart. Now that I've met 2 friendly NPCs, which was my requirement for this zone, I can now leave this zone. Let me double check. Yep, I will be able to unlock a secret of the castle. At the far end of this greenhouse, I find a single rose surrounded by beautiful ground coverage, slow, low foliage, with this single rose bush rising out with a single rose center on it. It's almost unnatural. There's a door just on the other side of this room, clearly leading out of the greenhouses into another zone of the castle. And as I stand here and look at this rose, something in my mind calls to me. The sun. Ooh. I'm getting my first damaging spell. I guess I'll have to see what the sun actually is. Major Arcana, Court Cards, Minor Arcana. Okay, so, where's my book? Where's the book? Oh, here it is. Know what the sun is, which is 19. Expansion, growth, manifestation, exuberance, health, and vibrancy, success. It's like the expansion of your soul shining like the midday August sun. Hey, August, nice. It is the card of health, vibrancy, even possible pregnancy. Not gonna happen with Derrin. The naked child reflects a vulnerable innocence. The red feather connects him to the death and the fool, as this is the final stage of rebirth after the trials, tribulation, experiences of all prior cards. The sun appears to remind you of all possibilities inside you. You are like a sun, the center of your own universe with planets. Okay. Got it. I remember watching the sunset, watching it sink low behind that castle, a castle with spires that could scrape the sky, from which one could pluck the clouds and wrap them around a bouquet, seeing it on that hilltop as the sun sunk low behind it. I knew that I would end up there someday. I don't know how I knew, but I knew it would be manifested. I would end up there and I would grow and become the thing I wanted to be. So, since it represents growth, manifestation, expansion, I think this is going to be kind of it's essentially going to be my free spell, which is in general magic can cause 1d6 damage, heal 1d6 HP, 1 stat for the remainder of a battle, recover the use of 1 used spell, deal 1 damage. So it can only be used outside a battle, but it's going to be manifest power. The sun. And what it'll do is restore 2 spells can only be used outside combat. Outside of combat wombat. And now, as I gather my mind and gather my magics that I have accrued, I steel myself to delve deeper in. And as I do so, I focus my mind and reflect on all that I have learned. I'm going to spend 2 XP to buff my mind to 11. So now I have a 55 instead of a 50-50 chance of successfully casting spells, which is nice. Okay, so we will determine what the next area is, what its theme is, what its requirement is, and that will probably be enough for today. So, right, okay, that's fair. As I pass beyond this rose, through the large wooden door, banded with iron, into the castle itself, I am met with books on either side. I have just entered the Grand Library. And 7 there, so I'm gonna roll this d8. And if I get an 8, I reroll, which I did. 6. I just did that one. 4. Ooh. Can I even do that yet? No, I can't. because they would just kill me. So I do need to re-roll that. 5. Okay. Grand Library. Clear 10 rooms. So that's a long one. So, as I smell the air laden with the smell of old books, dust, in that way that a untouched library just fills with the smell of paper and ink, I focus my mind and I carry on. And that's going to be it for this episode. Rather short, but to the point. I have buffed my mind. I have now a second weapon in case my first one breaks. I now have better armor. The next spell I get is definitely going to, if it works out that way, depending on whatnot, probably going to be the one that allows me to reduce damage for an encounter. That way I can just be like, in an encounter, be like, I'm taking 2 less damage. So as long as I don't roll a 20 while defending, I can't take any damage from most enemies. Although I probably need to get myself some offensive spells at some point. I have healing, some slight damage negation, and then extra spells. This is a fun little system. You get stronger over time. You have to overcome challenges. It's actually a pretty fun system. So check it out. Links in the description. I appreciate all of you for listening. Hopefully the bartender will be back for the next episode. And I'll make sure to keep the map this time. Anyways, thank you all for listening. If you want to show your support, the best way to do so is tell other people about it. Tell other people about it in person. That's the best way to help us. Just go and tell somebody in person. Next best option, share our social medias. We are on Mastodon, Blue Sky. We're on YouTube. We're on Tumblr, Mastodon, Blue Sky. Go check out the YouTube. It's just these episodes, but feel free to like, comment, subscribe, boost us in the algorithm there. Go to the social medias, share, like, repost, whatever. Get the word out there. Tell other people about it. Really, that's the best thing you can do for us. Honestly, truly. If you want to support us financially and get the cold intro and cold outro, extra bonus questions on the episodes that the bartender is here, you can do so by going to patreon.com/thetavernkeepsguide. Link should be in the descriptions. And subscribing at $5 or more a month. There's also other benefits, such as you can ask us questions, you can work with us to decide a episode topic, so on and so forth. There's benefits there. Go check them out. Join the Discord if you want. And last but not least, thank you so much for listening. And as always, make sure to tip the barmaids.